We are Onyx Imaging. We are the highest rated and most reviewed printer service center in Oklahoma.
Hi, my name is John with Onyx Imaging. Today we're going to take a look at this HP LaserJet Enterprise M506 printer, and we're going to talk about common causes of paper jams. More specifically, we're going to talk about common causes of paper jams because of issues inside of your paper tray. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and remove this paper tray so we can get a better look at it. I'm also going to remove the paper out of the paper tray so we can get a better look at the bottom of the paper tray. Now if I tilt this up, you see three adjusting tabs inside the paper tray, and what those are for is for setting this paper tray for the specific size piece of paper you're using in this paper tray. So in our case we're using a standard 8.5 by 11 or letter paper. So if you look at the bottom of the tray, you'll see different markings for different size pieces of paper. So it's very important that you have all these set on the correct indication for the size piece of paper you're using. If you have these set for an incorrect size piece of paper, what will happen is it doesn't allow the paper to fit inside this paper tray correctly, and it makes it very difficult for the printer to pull the paper through properly. Also, it can cause some confusion inside the printer where the printer is looking for a different size piece of paper, and so even if it does pull paper, it can still give you a paper jam issue because the printer doesn't understand why it's a different size piece of paper. So, very, very important. Make sure that all these little indications or all these little adjusting tabs are set on the correct indication for the size piece of paper you're using. Now, once you have that set and everything's good there, the next issue we see quite frequently comes from adding paper into your paper tray. Now, something that happens quite frequently is whenever you go to add paper, most people take a stack and they kind of set it about halfway down and slide it all the way to the back of the tray. And what will happen is sometimes you get some paper that curls up right at the end and kind of pinches and wedges the top sheets of paper that you just added. And what will happen is that pinches the paper inside this paper tray and kind of squeezes it in there, causing it to be way too tight and making it very difficult for the printer to pull paper properly. So if that happens, just take a second, remove any of the curled up paper. Anytime you add paper to the tray, just give it a quick visual inspection and make sure it's a nice clean stack on all four sides. If you see any paper curled up anywhere, just take a second and remove it. It'll go a long, long way as far as reducing the amount of paper jams you're getting. Now the last thing we see as far as a common issue for paper jams that's coming from your paper tray is overfilling your paper tray. If you look at the sides, all three of those adjusting tabs that we talked about earlier, there's a little piece of plastic that pokes in towards the paper tray, and that's your maximum fill line. You never want to put more paper in your paper tray that cause it to go over your maximum fill line. If you do, it's going to cause the paper to be way too tight up against the paper pickup assembly inside the printer, and that's going to give you a lot of paper jams. So if you've ever noticed that after you added paper, you start getting a lot of paper jams, and it progressively gets a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better until it kind of goes away, that's a good sign that you're overfilling your paper tray. And not only is it frustrating, it's not good for the printer either because it's putting a lot of stress on the paper pickup assembly. And so it's very, very important. Do not overfill your paper tray. Generally, I say it's a good rule of thumb just to leave a small gap between your top sheet of paper and where these maximum fill lines are. Again, that'll go a very long way as far as reducing the amount of paper jams you're getting. Now, if you tried all three of those and you're still getting consistent paper jams, there's a good chance that, especially if you've had the printer for a while and you can't remember the last time it's been maintenance, or maybe it's never been maintenance, there's a very good chance that the rollers could be worn out and need to be replaced. If that's the case, please feel free to reach out to Onyx. We'd love to help take care of that for you. Also, if you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to Onyx. We'd love to help answer those for you. Or if there's any way we can help supply with any of your printer or office supply needs, we'd love to help supply those for you. We hope you have a great day and you're back up and printing. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you're interested in how you can receive free labor on all of your service calls, as well as how to qualify for free printer upgrades, contact us today. We are here for all of your printer and office supply needs.